to the knowledge that will empower yourself. Firstly, happy Monday, happy mindfulness Monday, happy motivational Monday, happy manifestation Monday, all that good stuff Monday. Drop a one if you're watching this video. Drop a one in the chat. Drop a one in the comments, right? If you're watching this. And I want to ask you a question. Will you allow I can't even finish the I can't even finish the title. I'm joking now. Will you allow your awareness to transform and improve you? Will you allow your awareness to transform and improve you? Awareness of your mind, awareness of your body, your spirit, awareness of your habits. And what does raising awareness even mean? Like, it's like, ask yourself, like, are you clear about what's in your surroundings? Have you made a list of these habits? I remember I was on a millionaire mastermind called Today, and my mentor was actually talking about, like, just a reminder, like, just to make a list of your habits, like what habits are serving you, what habits are not serving you. And I've got a few notes as well that I want to share. Is like he was talking about how, if you're aware, like, are you aware of your default thoughts and emotions? So, like, when you wake up when you wake up every morning, like, what is your default emotion? How do you really feel when you getting up every rise and every day, or as you go to sleep? How are you feeling and thinking as you go to sleep and as you're rising for the next day, or the next moment? Something to question. Like, write that down and have a think about that, because that all ties into your awareness. That all ties into the reality you're creating around you, within your, and it starts with your thoughts and emotions. So, but if you're aware of that, then that gives you room to change. That gives you room to transform and improve upon those default thoughts and emotions that's not serving you. Because oftentimes those default emotions and thoughts, if not interrupted by outside force, i.e., something that's changing that default thought or emotion, if that's not emotion, if there's no change in motion, then that becomes a habit that's not serving you potentially, or a habit that is serving you. So that's something I would like us to think about more, because we really need to be aware of ourselves. We're in a world where there's a lot of uncertainty, but we need to really get more certain about ourselves and certain around, and create certainty within the direction that we want to go in life. And I mean, it's funny because I always get this people like this. I mean, for a long time actually, all my life, like I've had people say, "Oh yeah, you're so mature for your age and stuff." I was like, "Okay, yeah, thanks." I mean, I've known that, I was aware of this, but because it's been a part of me. So I remember seeing a quote. It said, "Awareness is not an age. Awareness is awareness, not age, leads to wisdom." So I was reflecting on that, and I was like, "Yo, I'm always seeking wisdom. I'm always seeking a higher understanding of my surroundings. I'm always looking to improve my cognition, improve my thoughts, my learning, my language around this reality that I'm in. You know what I mean? So awareness, not age, leads to wisdom. And one thing, one thing my mentor said. One thing my mentor said. He said three things. He said, be aware. Number one. He said, make a decision, and then create a system of accountability. So being aware of, like, what are your habits, being aware of these default emotions and emotions, writing them down, being aware of what you want in life, and then make a decision on what you're going to do with that information that you now have. Like, often we like to people we like to bombard ourselves with all this information, but there's no application. Like, what are you gonna do with all this information? Like, you gonna help it, like, improve your life? You gonna help it, or you just gonna just let it sit there and find no applicable use for it? Like what's the point otherwise? And creating a system of accountability. So even me being on those calls and even being in communities where we're in an ecosystem where everyone wins, there's winning relationships, everyone's building each other up. That's that system of accountability. Whereas like everyone wants to grow, so everyone's not only encouraging people, we're providing value, providing resources and stuff like that, where everyone which can facilitate that growth, that it can account for people growing personally and professionally and developing personally and professionally. So if those boxes can be ticked, like if you're being aware firstly of these things, now you're making the decision that you're going to use this to serve your highest good, you're going to use this to grow, and then now you want to align yourself with a system of accountability in order um to make that more fulfilling, or to fulfill whatever that decision is and see it to the end. um and even not even just like community, like being in a community or being in on calls where it provides that system of accountability, but in your surroundings, like do you have a sacred space, like your room, like your whichever space you occupy, are you raising your awareness? Like I was saying to myself, like, yo, within my room, I have images all around me that reminds me of what, not only what I want, it it reminds me of where I'm going and where I want to be. So I'm always in that state of expanding my awareness because I'm raising my awareness so high that I can't escape the thoughts and emotions that are aligned with me needing to take action about what I want. So every time I look around, I'm seeing images that relate or resonate with something that I want to do. So then now I'm then inclined to do what I want to do, and not just do what the external circumstances are saying that, oh, you should do based on this current condition. No, the external circumstances should not dictate your internal circumstances. The inner world creates the outer world, and that's how it should be. Whatever goes on your thoughts and feelings, whatever goes in your mind, body, and spirit should drive you towards the direction that you want to go. And I remember, shout out to Bob Proctor, rest in power. Um, I don't know if he was the one that said this, but like he really just said like it's all in awareness. And we talk about the mental faculties, and that reminds me of cognition, because mental faculties having that willpower, decision making, intuition, and uh, reasoning, and all these different things that help us build our mindset. And he said it's all in awareness. I'm gonna read this little passage for you. He said it's all in awareness. There is a marvelous inner world that exists within us, and the revelation of such a world enables us to do, to attain, and to achieve anything we desire within the bounds and limits of nature. That is deep. That is deep. I'm gonna read it again. I'm gonna read it again, guys. It's all in awareness. There is a marvelous inner world that exists within us. And the revelation of such a world enables us to do, to attain, and to achieve anything we desire within the bounds and limits of nature. And we know that nature is kind of boundless, it's like limitless, but it has its laws. Nature, if you're following natural law, you can't really fail. Because then when you follow natural law, the universe is conspiring in your favor. And then now you heal yourself, you attract with abundance and all these things in alignment with what you want, as you're taking action towards what you want. And over the years, I found that happening with me. I was like, yo, like sometimes I don't even look for it, and these things just opportunities, or these things just come to me. But because I'm operating I'm operating in that state of awareness. Whereas now, okay, the energy of what I want notices that I want this. So it's like, okay, well, let me see what this guy wants, and it just comes to me, but in different forms. So that's how like the universe just speaks to you in different ways, like through a person, or it could be through through something that you just see on the TV or see on the news, or it could be anything. But it's like when you have that awareness, then you can really pinpoint if that's for you or not. And yeah, so that's and also even it's funny because when it talked about awareness, this is something along my journey that I found that like I was understood early, I guess, because 2017, that was one of the first poems or spoken word poems that I wrote and performed, was called The Self-Aware versus the Unaware. So you can check it on YouTube. Devin Edwards, Self-Aware versus the Unaware, or Devin the Connector, Self-Aware versus the Unaware. It was a poem that I wrote, and it's funny because everything that Bob Proctor is saying now, I'm listening to like how many 4 years later, and he's saying the same thing that I was saying 5 years ago. But it's like, even though I said it, it's like over the years I was gradually embodying what I was saying, because the things that I was saying was come from my higher self. The things that I was saying back then, like everything's coming into fruition now as I'm staying in that state of awareness. But again, sometimes if you go to a low state of awareness, it's like, you got to pick yourself back up. But as long as you know what you want, as long as you know where you're going, like there's no actual problem. And there's one thing I wanna say to you guys. So if there's something that you want to succeed in, it's something you want to success, but you cannot go from complaining to success. I'm gonna say that again. You can go from failure to success, but you cannot go from complaining to success. So if you have a vision for your life, you can't put the complaints in front of the vision because you won't get the vision. So now you have to raise your awareness so high that you can't help but take action towards what you want. You have to raise your awareness so high that you're operating on this frequency to attract all these things that you want. And then now you just take more action and being excited about the process, because now you understand the process, you understand how you need to progress, and now you trust it because you're confident that, okay, if I'm operating in natural law, if I'm operating by these principles, if I'm operating by a system that saves myself time, energy, and money, and all these other things, then it's a win-win. So now I'm going to end this live by asking you a question again. Will you allow your awareness to transform and improve you? I didn't say your life, I said you. Because once you improve, then you can gradually start improving your life. There's always room for improvement with everyone, even myself. But will you allow your awareness to transform you and improve you? I want you to put in the comments. I want you to affirm this. I want you to affirm this. Will I say this to yourself? I will allow my awareness to transform and improve me. It is done. Okay? Okay. So this is Devin Edwards, aka Devin the Connector, connecting you to the knowledge that will empower yourself. Like, share, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. And just remember, the connection continues. Take care.